Good morning, chicas. You're so radiant, so beautiful. You're just a being of light and love. That's all you are, really. Every cell of your body is vibrating. Good morning, good morning, good morning. It took me quite some time to get here because I was a little bit nervous about what to share. And I had this idea, and then I started reading through it, and I'm just going to share it with you. And the reason I'm doing this, it's just because of what my heart is called to do. It came to me this morning, and I was reluctant. I'm going to yoga class soon, so I gave myself a short period of time to chat with you. But hello, if you're here now, thanks for being here. Hearts, hearts, hearts to you. Hey, Britt, love you, Chica. I'm getting ready to talk a little bit about seeking outward pleasure and read a little bit of a I'm writing my book and read a little bit of what I wrote. I'm quite nervous right now, actually, um, because I'm going to talk. I'm just going to share. Okay, so if you're watching later, thanks so much for being here. Thanks so much for considering what it would be like to not seek outward pleasure. What would it be like to seek pleasure from within more and more and more? So I'm just going to read to you. And the beginning is a little bit racy. That's why I'm nervous, because it's like I'm sharing something I haven't shared with you guys before that, I think I've shared like, oh, I've done drugs, but I'm going to share just a little bit more. Um, okay, so here's what I wrote. I couldn't wait for the weekend to come. My cocktail mix of choice included alcohol, sometimes wine, beer, or vodka. If I wanted to be skinny, vodka. Then I would mix it with Molly, that's also known as MDMA or ecstasy. I would also take mushrooms. I called them shroomies because I would only take just a little bit to make me feel really silly and goofy and have lots of laughter. So I just call them shroomies as if it was somehow better. Then, in order to stay awake, I would use a couple lines of cocaine later in the night. At some point, I would get tired around 5 a.m. I would crash hard. Then I would wake up. Once I had a few hours of sleep, and I would feel like shit. I would spend the entire day trying to feed my pain with pleasures, including the Desperate Housewives television series and other stupid reality TV shows. I would also eat food, smoke weed, and moan and groan. I would try to have sex and other things, and often that did not work with my husband because I would just get frustrated because nothing felt good because I felt like shit from everything that I had put in my body from the night before. I hit a point and I stopped doing it. I'll tell that story another time. But once I stopped seeking pleasures from the outside, and pleasures from the outside, I include things like drugs and alcohol, parties, sex, friendships, but also things like academic achievements and just being around people and getting attention. Once I started not seeking pleasure from the outside, not putting things in my body, hoping that they would make me somehow feel better, feel yummy. I began feeling much happier and understanding that I was hurting. I was really hurting on the inside, and nothing I was doing seemed to fix it. None of the stuff that I was putting in my body, no people, nothing was fixing it. So I was angry. I was angry because nothing I was doing was working, and I was really, really easily frustrated. And I was triggered. I was triggered a lot. I was really triggered by things, especially the people close to me in my life. I was really triggered. I felt hurt a lot because nothing I did seemed to bring me the feeling that I wanted. And then I found yoga. I had done yoga for years as physical exercise. But I got to this point where I was miserable, and I went to a yoga class and I felt really good. And I thought, how many days in a row can I do this? And it was day 42. Day 42 days in a row I did yoga. And by day 42, I recognized like I had to change. I had to change. I couldn't seek outward pleasure anymore. I had to go within. And so that's when I decided to leave my marriage and, move out of my house. And I kind of hid myself away for a good while of time because I was just a mess. And so Really what happened is the alcohol, the people, the hard drugs, the sex, all of that stuff started to fade away. Even the achievements, like I no longer was trying for a period of time. I'm, back in the high achievement train, but but for a period of time, but I'm doing it more from a centered place now instead of just seeking it to do it to hopefully something will make me feel better. Now it's like, this is what I want to do with my life. I like this life, so I'm doing it. Um, And that's why I love talking to you guys, because you can do the same. It's like it definitely takes like a shock sometimes to the system to be able to make a shift in your life, whether it be your health, whether it be your money situation, whether it be your career, your relationships, whatever it is, you want to make a change. Whatever it is, I mean, some of you don't have this. Some of you are fine, but and you have like your centered practices and you're on you're on a good path where you feel like you're on, you're doing what you love every day. You have great people in your life and I honor that. I mean, that you feel so abundant. But for those of you who, if you want to make a shift of any sort in your life, sometimes it takes, sometimes I talk a lot about baby steps, and this is true. Sometimes it takes a big decision. You have to just cut somebody out, cut something out, move on from your job. I mean, I don't know I'm not telling you to move on from your job. I don't know what you got going on. But sometimes it takes, you got to like literally take yourself away from whatever it is. And I had to do that. 42 days of yoga. So back to seeking outward pleasure. Just want to read you just a little bit more. Yoga brought me to an understanding that all of my pain and all of my pleasures that I desired were right inside of me. And then once I realized like going inside is actually like the best place. Going inside is the most yummy place, the place where I'll feel the best, better than any drugs or alcohol, sex or anything. All of that like desire started to fade away. Like I still like want to feel good with people and all of that, but I'm not as hurt. I'm not as like when somebody I'm not as hurt by people in my life either. Like if they do something or don't do something, it's not like I'm not taking it personal. I'm going inside and questioning like, why am I hurt? What's going on, Chica? Like asking myself like, hey, take a bath, paint your toenails, like take it, do some dance, whatever feels good. It's not somebody else's responsibility to make me feel good. It's my responsibility to make me feel good. And whether that means being around different people, talking to people, being a better communicator, I got to open up more. I got to tell people how I feel. I wasn't telling people before. I was just holding it in and being hurt inside. I don't know about you. Have you ever done that? Where I work with people, a lot of us do that. We have these stories and we're hurting inside about things that are going on in our life, and sometimes all you have to do is just chat about it, have a conversation. It's hard. It's not easy. But afterwards it feels amazing because you have some sort of resolution, and then the mind can settle. Whew. That's what we want. We want the mind to settle. That's what I help a lot of people do. So, I want to read this to you. I didn't consciously choose all of these actions. I didn't consciously choose all of these actions. I just started realizing that I wasn't getting any pleasure, really true pleasure. I don't know about you. If you're doing something over and over, like if you're eating something and you're like, it's really not giving me that pleasure it used to. If you're going somewhere and you're going to work, you're going to see people, your day-to-day schedule. I mean, I just changed my schedule up yesterday. I'm like, I'm getting up earlier, I'm doing more, I'm here earlier, for example. I just, consistency, newness, really honing in on my day-to-day activities, like what's really serving my mind, what's really serving my body, what's really keeping me grounded spiritually, and feeling connected and having fun. So all of that I really, want to hone in. So maybe your schedule, whatever you're doing, sometimes you're just not getting pleasure from the way you're living your life. So one way to get more pleasure is to go inside. You want pleasure to feel good about everything that you're doing, everything you're eating, everything you're seeing, everybody you're talking to. You don't want to have any guilt, you don't want to have any shame, you don't want to have any feelings like you don't want anybody to know what you're doing in life. You don't want to be holding on to something that you're scared of people knowing about. Like that is not good for you. Any of us, we've all done it. I do it. I still do it. There's things I don't want everybody to know about, and I'm working on that. It's like, why? Yeah, it used to be way worse. I used to feel like I was living like a double life, like talking about doing all these drugs and then like going and teaching a class at Ohio State University. Like that's not cool. That's the way I say. But I'm easy on myself. I'm like, that's not even me anymore. Like I don't even know. I mean, I know who that girl is. Actually, I know who that woman is, and I feel for her and I love her. And that's what I want you to do. I want you to love you. I want you to love everything you've ever done before. Guilt, shame, out the door. Screw it. You're just human. You're learning, totally learning, and yet it's hard. I know. I mean, I'm just saying, like, oh, let it go. It's like I'm not all into that let it go thing. Totally. It's like sometimes it's like easy, but sometimes it's a process. It's not just in an instant. So I've got actually, if anybody needs to let something go, like in terms of forgiveness, I have this PDF of a really amazing book and then like some instructions, and just I can put them in the group. It'd be super cool. Just let me know if you're working on forgiveness, or if you're working on letting anything go. I mean, even like for instance, for me, my mom, that was like 30 some years of pain and challenges, and I let a lot go. And my ex-husband, and now on the daily, I can be more just easily let things go, forgiveness and stuff. And it's really just same thing, going inside and seeing what am I doing? Like, how can I improve? What have I done in the past that might have that same energy? But anyways, if you're interested in anything related to forgiveness or letting go, let me know. I have this like free PDF of a book and the instructions on this little worksheet you can do, and I can't even chat with you about it. It's amazing work. It's my first coach, actually. That's the first coaching program that I ever did. That's how I got it, and she does calls just on that. Byron Katie. It's called The Work. Byron Katie, The Work. So once you start thinking of yourself with a precious mindset, so you're precious. You're a precious, precious, precious being. Without you, nothing would be the same. Nothing. The earth would be entirely different. It wouldn't be here. It's like without you, there is no earth. There is nothing exists without you. You're precious. Knowing this, you know that you're responsible for your own life. And you can create the dream life that you want. You can start to take better care of yourself too. You automatically start to live from a better place. You start to see your body. When you see yourself as a precious being here, you start to see your body as a vessel, as a temple. Your body is a temple. It is a place within where your consciousness resides. You don't have to be here. You hear people having out-of-body experiences. Why? Because you ain't your body, yo. You can get out of that body, okay? So, but your body is a vessel. It holds what you need here when you're on earth. So when you see yourself as a precious being that's needed, you start to see it's like, ooh, I'm part of something bigger. Let's take care of this little temple. It's a sacred place. It carries your soul through this time-space reality of earth. I don't know if this resonates with you, but this is my writing in my book, so hopefully this is the first time I've shared. And I hope it's helpful for you. I hope the messages send some sort of new idea, or just even existing ideas. Nothing's new. Nothing I'm saying is new. I've heard it all before. I'm just repeating and putting it together the way I feel it. So when you feel more precious, it helps you help other people. You carry that mindset through each activity during your day to keep you happy. You can be healthier when you see yourself as precious. You can live a life with a lot of energy. That's what we want. We want you to have more energy to do what you want, because here's the deal. Human beings, we're living a really long time. Nobody has taught you how to live a long time. I'm here to share how to live for like 80 to 100 years sustainably. I want you to feel good if you're old, okay? It's not about like being, skinny or a triathlete or an Ironman. It's just about feeling good when you're old. Well, and young too. I mean, if you're young and feeling bad, I don't want that either. Heaven forbid. But your body is your vessel. Your body is your temple. Your mind impacts your body, because whatever your mind's. If you're sad and you're eating donuts, your body's affected. If you're happy and you're eating celery, your body's affected. The way you're holding your body. I used to be sad, and my body hurt. I was crying. I mean, I would cry. I remember going on a road trip and just crying and crying and crying because my poor body hurt, because I was so sad, so grieving. And now, even if I'm not having a good day and I can sense the body, I know how to get into I know how to trick basically my mind to be feeling happier by getting my body in a position. It goes the other way around. Mind controls the body, body can control the mind. I can go on and on and on about it. If your body's hurting, let me know. That's what I talk to people about a lot, is the body hurting. And the thing is like I work with people who are entrepreneurs and leaders and speakers and authors, and when you're on stage, when you're working in your business, you need to feel good. So all of this body stuff, it's like, if you just know a simple way, I'm gonna do another video about just the number one way I would say to feel better every day, feel better in the moment when you're in your posture, everything. I'm gonna do another video about it, but called Radiant Heart. But basically the center of the ribs, you want to be open and big and lifted up, especially on the backside. But when you feel good in your body, when you take care of your vessel, when your temple that holds your soul feels good, the sky's the limit for you. Your relationships are better. You're nicer. You're nicer to your spouse, you're nicer to your kids, you're nicer to your friends. You're nicer to yourself. It's really what's most important. We want peace within you. Peace begins with you. Okay. Be you. Oh, that's the next sentence in the book. I feel so vulnerable right now sharing this with you. Be you. Go inside. Let your radiance shine. Be brilliantly you. It's easier to write than say. Be brilliantly you. We need nothing beyond what lies within. You need nothing than what the lies right within you. Everything you need to know, feel, see, smell. It's right within you. Little universe right within. If you close your eyes and just breathe and feel your heartbeat, feel your belly move. Notice how you can move on the inside. Breathe. Lungs fill up, brain soften, toes wiggle. And then I write, why not you? Why not now? Why not you? Why not now? Why not go within and seek pleasure from within? It's so good. It's basically the lesson. It's what I work with people, what I do in my own life, really. I'm trying to find myself more and more and more. Deeper and deeper and deeper, my truer essence. Because I'll tell you what, girlfriends, it feels really good to be within and not be without. Ooh, go with that. So if you're in a group, I'm going to give you just a little exercise here. I'm going to see the minute marker, 17, so I can tell people in the case they want to just go here. So this exercise, your rib cage holds a lot of capacity for breath, capacity for inspiration, capacity to keep you lifted above the earth. It holds space for your heart. You need your ribs to open up so your heart has more space. If your heart doesn't have space from a physical standpoint, your ribs can push on your heart and enlarge your heart. Okay? I know this because I've done cadaver labs. I've talked to them, and this is what they tell me. So your ribs are pushing on your heart. So open the back of your heart by breathing into your ribs, okay? That's a practice. But when you want to go inside, when I talk about going inside, when you want to know yourself, when you want to stop like feeling weird in a group of people, when you want to feel less nervous when you go up in front of somebody, in front of a group of people, when you are irritated by somebody in your family, in your household, in your job, when you're scared about your money situation, about your health, all of this stuff, when you're not feeling the way you want to feel, go inside. Your deepest essence is never scared. It's sweet and soft and loving and bright. And so you close your eyes and you just go to the center of your rib cage. You bring your awareness and imagine you're sitting, just feeling the inside space right behind your breastbone, right in front of your spine. And allow your ribs to start to open. The space between each rib opens all the way from your waist to your armpits. And see if you can breathe into your ribs from the center of your space, center of your heart, all the way out, even to the back ribs, the side ribs, the front ribs. And you'll notice as you open up from the center of your ribs, you radiate soft light, round light. So it opens up, we say circumferentially, circumference, circle. So from the inside of your heart, allow a circle of light, soft light, like the light of the moon, to open you up. And use your breath to touch that moon, to touch that inside brightness, that softness within your ribs, within your heart space now. And then whenever you're ready, you can blink your eyes open or just continue. And what that does is it brings you to a really centered place, a place of calm, pleasure on the inside. Okay? So let me know how it helps. I feel so calm. That was about 3 minutes of little just radiant heart meditation, what we call it with the Bowspring practice. It's the first step. I'll do a video on it, but seeking pleasure from the outside often leads to temporary pleasure. It leads to potential disappointment. So I just want to offer you the opportunity to go inside, to feel yourself, to know your deeper essence. And then once you do that, you start to take better care of yourself. And then you start to see others and how they might be hurting. Have a little bit more compassion, all of that. So you grow your heart space. I feel so yummy right now, just that little 3 minutes. You can tell I've shifted from kind of coffee to grounded. So I love y'all. I wanted to share, I forgot, I wanted to share, I'm doing a couple events in Denver. I'm just going to continue to share this stuff with you. So I'm just sharing it at the end of the videos in case events coming up, in case you want to know about. September and October I'm speaking, September 22nd, 23rd that weekend, and then October 11th, but one at a business and life empowerment conference, and the other at a women's empowerment conference. And then, and I can share those, I'll share those websites later, and then I'm really excited. I'm doing a retreat in Manitou Springs here in Colorado, a 3-day retreat. So if you want to come, if you've never been to a retreat and you want to know what it's all about, just let me know. We basically get together, I take care of you, you get taken care of by others, and you get fed. You have to do nothing but show up. You can sleep the whole time if you want. You do yoga, you meditate, you go outside, you get in a spa and soak if you want. You do what you want. You retreat. And the space is super sweet for you to, you can be in pajamas all the time. You don't even have to shower if you want. You can look pretty and you can dress up if you want. You can do whatever the heck you want, and you're going to be taken care of. Yeah, it's a way to let yourself go inside, and sometimes that can be a little bit emotional. You can have a little bit of emotional ride with a retreat, because when you go inside and relax, you start to let go of that tension you're holding from the last 6 months, year, 20, 30, 40 years. You let go of some of it, and that's, I just get chills thinking about it. It can be kind of intense, but you always walk away feeling better. You always walk away feeling rejuvenated. There's a little bit of time where you're like, I might cry. And that's what the safe space is for. It's for, like, everybody else is literally in the same space that you are. And if you're crying, you're actually giving other people an opportunity to cry. I don't have to go there too much about crying at the retreat, but not everybody does. But some of us do, and it's happiness, it's sadness. We high five, we hug, if you want to. It's just a retreat is just, there's nothing like it. You build long-term friendships potentially too, because the people at the retreat are also going on a deep dive within. And when you go on a deep dive within in a community, you vibe really high, and you just, like, you're connected even if you're not talking. You honor the journey, the human journey. Humanness ain't easy. Yo. Hashtag humanness ain't easy. I love you. Have a great day. I'm off to yoga. Namaste. You're beautiful. You're radiant. Every cell of your body is vibrating. Don't forget it. Love you. Namaste.